What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Acapella Amanda's Semi-Abandoned YouTube channel. I am actually not singing a song today. I wanted to take this opportunity to direct your attention to a film I made for a competition at my university called Campus MovieFest. I have the opportunity to have this video screened in Los Angeles if it gets enough views, but my goal is not so much to win the competition as it is to have the opportunity to have more people see this video. I made this video about some of my own experiences and how people struggle each day with their own suffering and how to either talk about it or how to learn with not talking about it. For some of us, I think the silence of living with a haunting experience or any measure of pain that remains in your life and you are reminded of living with that in silence can destroy you. But I also think for a lot of us that we just don't know how to talk about it, or we try and talk about it and people don't know how to listen, or they get scared, or they think there's something that they're supposed to do and say when you tell them, and instead of making it easier to talk about, they essentially silence you. I made this video because I believe that everybody's story is a story worth telling, and that nobody's story should have to end because they don't believe that it's worth living out anymore, and nobody's story should have to end because they don't know how to keep turning the pages. Nobody should have to suffer in silence. And wherever you are and whatever you're going through, whatever the scale may be, whatever the pain may be, you are not alone. It's so hard to believe that. It's so hard in the midst of your worst struggles to look at yourself and your life and say, just keep going. Just keep trying. Even if you feel like you're alone in your fight, you can't give up. In this movie, I kind of portray a way that I gave up when I didn't know how to handle my own feelings, and I didn't know how to handle my experiences. I didn't know how to handle all of the things that my story was meant to contain. But this movie is only a part of my story. And its purpose when I made it was to show people that there are others out there who are just as afraid, who are just as vulnerable and just as hurt. Their hurt may not be the same as yours. And in certainly no way do I think it's fair to compare one pain to another. Suffering is suffering, whatever the measure and whatever the capacity. But no one should have to keep silent about their suffering. And no one should be driven to the point of ending their story because they believe it's one that should be silenced where it is. This movie is a bit about learning how to make an ending to your story that doesn't involve you closing the book on your own. Your life is valuable. Your story is worth telling. Whatever you've done, whatever you feel, whatever has been done to you, doesn't make you who you are. The name of this film is My Name Is. And I left it that way because so many people don't get the opportunity to show people who they really are. They get caught inside of their suffering, or they get lost in feelings they don't understand and don't know what to do with. And some people learn to accept labels. Their names are victim or patient number 5692 or case 495 or inmate 713024 or girl in the bookstore or friend in the library. But none of those labels, none of those things, none of the things that have been done to you, none of the diseases on your list, none of the medications that you take, none of the rumors that are spread, none of your physical features, none of those things are you. They do not define you. So, tell your story. My name is Amanda, and this is my story. So I'll just leave you with one thing. That if you happen to be the person that someone else tries to talk to, remember that that person probably doesn't need you to do anything. They don't need you to rescue them or fix them. They probably don't need you to placate them or repeat some cliched phrase they've heard over and over again. What I want you to think about is, if I'm strong enough to talk about it, you just be strong enough to listen. You'll find a link to my movie underneath the description of this video, and I hope that you'll go watch it, pass it on to others to watch, send me questions or comments, or leave questions or comments on the CMF website. But most of all, remember that you're worth it. You are worth staying alive. Please stay alive. Please let your story end the way that it's meant to end, and that is not by your own hand. Remember that this is just the beginning of my story. My story didn't end there. I'm still here. And at the end of the day, when I look in the mirror, if the only thing that I can tell myself is, I didn't give up today. Then that means my story keeps going on. That means more pages are going to be written, more lives touched, more voices heard. So I hope you guys will take a few minutes and watch. And remember that you're worth it. Take care of you, really. And I'll see you soon.